Hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. On today's video we're going to try the old Harbor Freight greenhouse. This is a 6 by 8 by 6, so 8 feet long, 6 feet wide, 6 feet tall. Aluminum and polycarbonate, UV coated panels. We'll see how this all holds up. We're going to put it together and we'll do a review. Alright, come with us. So my folks picked up this greenhouse for us and want us to give it a shot. Since they know how much we like to get seeds started and stuff. So I believe Harbor Freight had these on a really good sale price. And you guys have known, if you follow the channel very long, you know I have a love-hate relationship with Harbor Freight as far as power tools go. I don't have good luck with them. But I'm curious to see how this works. I believe my brother and my nephew, they have one and have been using it for a while, and it seems to have held up pretty well. So we're going to try to set it up here right on the edge of our garden in the backyard. The key will be to keep the wind from blowing it over the hill. So we'll have to see what our anchor opportunities are.
Needs to be installed only on flat, level, solid surface in low wind area.
Yes. So in West Virginia hills, on West Virginia mud, and West Virginia wind. What is the dog doing?
Oh my gosh! Timber! No! Timber!
Yeah. Guess who's not coming inside tonight? Kelly.
Needs a shower. Need a shower?
Okay, so we're running out of daylight and it's getting cold. Hands are getting cold. We've got most of it assembled. Just have the door to finish on the assembly. As far as assembly goes, it was pretty straightforward. Now, there is an issue. It looks like I'm missing this piece right here. There's a brace that just comes up and braces this door track. The door slides on that. So it looks like that piece is missing from the kit. So we can take that up with Harbor Freight. I'm curious to see how they would handle that. It's actually not, of all the pieces to be missing, that one's okay, it looks like, because it simply is just a vertical brace. All it does is just support the door weight so this extruded metal doesn't bend. So you could put a piece of wood there and screw it in and it'd be fine. So the instructions were fairly okay to follow. There wasn't any Spanglish or Chinese English that you run into. That it all seemed to be self-explanatory. Went together pretty well. Nothing had to be hammered or drilled or beat on. So their engineering was pretty tight. So it's supposed to be almost 70 degrees tomorrow. Difference a day makes. And sunny. So we're going to probably finish that up after church. It'll be something I can work on here in the backyard. You can see, though, frame-wise, how light this thing is. I mean, it doesn't take anything for me to lift it. So stiff wind, yeah, it'd be gone. So what I'm going to do, the plan is to have it setting right here where the old pool, where the boys' pool used to be, which would be about right here. And I think what I'll do is mill some, I don't know, anything, just some square stock, 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, whatever I can get out, as long as it's consistent. And lay those out, secure those to the ground, and then I can screw the sill plate of the greenhouse down to that. It's what it recommends, but I could just use some big some big screws with some washers, kind of bolted down there. And with green wood on the ground, I know that'll rot out in a year or two, but I'm not worried about that. It keeps me from putting treated down and spending the money for that. But there's no way that's going to blow away. The only way it'd blow away, of course, is if a panel goes flying out or the thing falls apart. So we'll cover that tomorrow. Alrighty, so I got it all put together. Had that one missing piece. Door still works. It's not as easy to open and close because of that missing piece. So we'll need to remedy that. Now putting the panels in. And these are corrugated plastic panels, like you see political signs, yard signs. Corrugated plastic, but obviously transparent. They do have a protective, they come packed with a protective coating, so you pull the coating off both sides. It's just a plastic wrap, so it's not scratched up at all in transport. Supposed to have a UV coating on it, so we'll see how long it takes before it yellows. I tucked it over here against the house because starting to put these panels in, wind whipping through the backyard definitely gives it some lift. It could take off on you quick. But these clips that you use to hold the panels in, I'll give you a bag full of them here. And I'm going to do a close-up of this, but the instructions try to show you how to do it, and I guess I'm too stupid to follow the instructions, so I had to actually YouTube it. Believe it or not, there's multiple people out there that have just done a video about using these clips. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and then of course if my explanation isn't good enough, then of course check out YouTube. Okay, so you have these medieval looking wire clips like this, and the object is there's a lip right here on these frames. See where here, let me get the wire hooked in there. So you can see there's a lip there. So it's on the back, it's on the underside part sticking out. And what you want to do is you want to spread these clips out so that those, if you imagine these are the 2 points of the legs, those need to go up inside that lip. So you're spreading it out more and more and more, and you push. And that clips in, and these two little nibs, let me grab another one here. In that situation, these two little nibs go in behind the corrugation. Those two little nibs go in behind the corrugation, and this holds it down. So you can see there it's in place, holding that down. All right, let's do one more at extreme close-up here. So I'm going to take that clip, spread it out a little bit. Got those tips shooting up into that lip there. And the goal is to get it just to keep spreading on out. There. It locks it in. All right, so Liam and I got our frame square. We've just got these boards laying on the ground right now. They're not spiked to the ground. Debating whether or not I'm even going to do that. When we screw the greenhouse to these bases, then it's the weight. It's basically a paperweight is what we're trying to achieve here. But Liam and I checked square. We're good there. And now we're going to try to carry this assembled monstrosity. All right, now I can't clearly see. Are you all right? If you need to set it down, yeah. Try not to let the corners hit. And try not to trip over the boards either. Yeah, we're setting it right on top. Like this is the foundation for it. So bring your end over. Okay. All right, so I wanted to do just a quick construction assessment. Overall, I think the engineering is good. It's not fantastic, but it's good. Everything fit together the way it was supposed to. They sent enough parts. As far as nuts and bolts and clips and all that, there was overage of all that. All the panels came and intact. Now, granted, our package was beat up a little bit, so there were some panels that had little notches in them. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that right there. Just a little bent area, not a huge deal. We were missing this support piece. There's a vertical piece that goes from this hole up to here and holds that. So like I said, I can make that out of a scrap piece of wood, no problem. Really isn't critical. The door still opens. Door's a little tight. I could possibly put some lubrication on that bottom track. There's these little black clips. I don't know if you can see that in that shot that ride along that rain gutter, and that's really where all the resistance is coming from. So get that taken care of. Again, the clips, by the time you put 144 clips in place, tips of my fingers are so bruised, they're going to hurt for days, but they seem to work pretty well. The wooden base really helps make it square. The greenhouse will not stay square. It's not solid enough in its engineering or in its material to stay square. So I could really, as Liam and I were moving it, we could really push it either direction. But the square in the base really made it work better. The door actually has a little bit of weather stripping here to get a decent seal. Now again, I go through the trouble of doing the weather stripping, but you've got obvious gaps everywhere in the construction, even in the panels don't completely fit perfectly. So it's not like you're making an airtight deal. If we step inside here, the windows have this little latching mechanism, this rubber coated clip that you can push on in different spots. So you can see it raises up. You can clip it at different heights, and it keeps the window open. So the one thing I'm concerned about is in the down position, I don't want air getting under that and then ripping that window off. And there's really not a lot. I mean, I can clip it on the first one, and that slows it down to there. So maybe that's where I need to put that in like a rested state. So latch those down, and maybe that keeps it from getting too crazy and getting torn off. Well, the instructions were okay. Again, they were understandable. Some of their drawings as to how some of these pieces went together were a little weird. Like it took me a bit to figure out how to put the door together. So once I got over that was a slowdown. But the main frame was pretty easy to put together. And then, of course, figuring out how to put the clips in, as we talked about already. But all in all, came together all right. All right, Kel, got it all together. What do you think?
I'm excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
Don't turn your back to the camera. You excited?
I'm very excited, yeah.
Yeah. It's
For my wee little greenhouse.
yes, it's tiny, but it's good. I anchored it to the boards with this these specialty screws I got. They're Spanx, which I didn't realize that.
Why are you hitting that thing?
Let me take a look at it. I didn't realize that Spanx got into hardware, because I thought those were just ladies.
It's not Spanx.
What is it?
Spax.
Spanx.
You wish it was
I
Spanx.
was gonna say, I thought they're getting into. They do ladies tight pants, and then they're getting into the
How do
hardware.
you know about ladies' tight pants?
Because I wear them sometimes. I got to look good on camera. Since that one guy commented that he hadn't seen us in a couple years, and I've really gone downhill, I got to start wearing my Spanx to suck it all in, so I can look svelte. Yes, Spax, not Spanx, Spax. Really nice lag screws there. Bolt those down to these boards. I got it done just in time because the wind kicked up just as I put the last screw in, and it had a pretty good crosswind. But it's, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I mean, it should come apart before it comes off. That's the beauty of this lumber that we just milled. It's green, so obviously it's got a lot of water in it, got a lot of weight. It's not treated. It's just pine and poplar, so it's going to rot out over the next year or so, but no big deal, obviously. Light as that is, we can just pick it up and put new boards underneath it. So I put a indoor-outdoor thermometer sensor in it real quick, and we just had it open, so I just dropped 78, but it's 70 degrees outside and 78/79 inside. So obviously it works. I don't know why I would think it wouldn't. It's basic laws of physics and thermodynamics, I guess, that it's going to heat up. Come to me, my love. Oh, yes. To the greenhouse. Okay, so the plan will be to, we need to do some potting tables in there, right? Something,
Yeah.
so probably just do that out of rough lumber or whatever.
Yep.
I've seen some people use hardware cloth, so we could do that. I don't care. It'll be up to you.
Okay.
But we'll do that and get some seeds started and be good to go. So if you guys want to check out that greenhouse, obviously you know where to find it on Harbor Freight. But I want to say thanks to my folks for buying this for us. Nice of them to do that. And hopefully we can turn that into some nice vegetables. All right. Say goodnight, Kel.
Good night, Kel.
All right. Y'all take care.